concept is to assign pricing to procedure codes that Excellus is unable to price. The correct fee schedule must be obtained to manually price billed CPTs. Just as with any manual pricing, provider's contract percentage must be considered as well. If pricing is unable to be located via the New Jersey state site, LexisNexis should be used. I've never had any luck with LexisNexis, to be honest, but okay. First happy note. Any claim line that has allowed amount manually changed to over $499.99 will need to re-invoke Alt-TN, have the MedDef and the CLINE rules required. So MedDef is this right here. So they need to have that required. Okay? Car providers only. For durable medical equipment, purchase reimbursement at or below $500 per line item does not require authorization. This does not include home infusion, enteral service products. That's your IV therapy if they have any, or enteral is they're on like a liquid diet with feeding tube. That's those services. Okay. Okay. Should the claim be on hold with other holds other than Mnfee, the other holds are to be worked first. Well, yes and no. Okay. You'll see a lot of COB and Mnfee. You got to work the Mnfee first before you can work the COB. Okay. So you got to price the claim first before you can do a lot of things. All right. If the claim is billed with other procedures that do not include double modifiers and are not on hold, they are to be processed with the normal processing guidelines by clicking on the line that they are billed on and tabbing through all fields. Okay. Next note regarding H0020. If the claim billed with procedure code H0020 and modifier 26 in the first position and HF in the second position, obtain the rates using HF in the first and 26 in the second. Review steps 1 and 2 as normal, then go to step 4. Okay. Effective 7/1 of 2025, New Jersey Family Care will offer enhanced reimbursement for pediatric well and sick visits using certified healthy step sites. These claims are identified with an H0025TL billed on a service line. Specific requirements must be met for additional payment. Okay. So those are all the important notes. So, if it's a purchase, when do we need an off?
If it's over $500.
And that's not billed, that's reimbursement. Okay? So, yep. Purchase items reimbursed at or below $500. Yes. So, anything that's going to reimburse less than $500 is a purchase item, does not require a bond. The exception to that rule is home infusion and enteral services. Now remember, this is PAR providers only. All non-PAR providers for New Jersey Medicaid need an authorization. All right. So, I'm a claim. The first thing I'm going to do is my Alt WH. So I'm just holding for the Mnfee on line 1. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and pull my image because I may need it for pricing.
Can you put that claim up here in the chat just so I can just follow along? I'm not going to do it.
Yes, but nobody better touch my claim, okay?
Nobody touch it, just look at it.
You can look, but don't touch. Don't get my plane locked up because you're all pushing buttons, okay? There you go, that's better. All right. So here's my claim for Miss Eva Cruz Cortez. And my provider is Family Medical, New Jersey. And only because I've seen this code a million times, they're billing us for a nebulizer. So RR tells me that this is a rental. KH tells me what month of rental they're in. Okay? KX doesn't really affect too much anything. But these two items right here are important, my RR and my KH. Okay? So now I'm going to do a duplicate search. Not sure if I brought my claims display up this morning. So let me go ahead and do my claims display. And choose my member. Oops. Helps to hit tab. There we go. Claim type would be professional. And I like to look 2 days prior to the date of service to be sure I'm not missing anything that might be spam dated. So since my claim is the only claim that's pulling, I do not have a duplicate. So now I'm going to go to step 2. Step 2 wants me to validate the authorization. So that, of course, sends me to collab. Okay? So under collab, if the provider is in network, where is the first place I would look to see if I need an authorization or not? For a PAR provider.
The QR or the off? QR to the...
Yep, I would open the quick reference guide. I would want to open for New Jersey Medicaid. I would open the most current. So remember, when you're looking at the quick reference guide, I'm going to skip on down all these pages to my authorization requirements. Okay, so now I'm in durable medical equipment purchases and rentals. So it says, yes, see comments. All DME rentals require authorization. So, how do I know I have a rental? By the RR modifier. If your claim has an RR modifier on it, it is a rental. Authorization is required, okay? So I don't even need to look at the alt tool for that code. I know just by the fact that this is DME and this is a rental that I need an authorization. All right, so now I'm going to validate my auth. I have a claim auth on here. I'm going to open my auth master. Copy my number. Put it into my auth master. So my authorization status is open. Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
It's good.
Okay.
It's good.
Good thing. Yes. Now, how am I going to get to my next page here in the auth master screen? What?
F10.
You agree with that, Whitney?
Yeah.
Okay, good. F10. Okay. So now I have my provider information. So that does match. So how am I going to find my authorized dates, Tia?
RTC and procedure code.
Well, I'm asking Tia. That is one way. Is there another way here on the off master, Tia? I can find my authorized dates?
And you do F10?
Mm-hmm.
That's the way I do it.
Yep, that's how I would do it too. Okay. So this authorization is good for a year. So, Kasim, how do I find the procedure code?
RTC.
Alt-TC, yes. It's going to take me to my procedure code. So does my procedure code match? And you're like, we don't know, we don't remember. So does this procedure code? Yes.
Yes.
So, okay. Something else I want to remind you about DME auths. They are always going to have a 1 here. As long as our claim falls within the date of service, our auth is valid. Okay? They are not authorized by quantity. They are authorized by date. All right? So, wouldn't surprise me if I tab through and my claim hits a vestor. Okay? If I have a vestor, it's what I call a false vestor because of the way that these authorizations are authorized. They're always authorized by date. Your count is always going to be 1. All right, so I have a valid auth for my claim. So now I'm going to go to step 3. Okay. So step 3 is a relatively new step where we're going to determine a service is part of the New Jersey Behavioral Health Initiative program and must be paid at the minimum of the floor rate on the rate schedule, even if that brings it above bill charges, because typically we don't pay more than bill. This would be an exception to the rule. Okay? So the first thing they want me to do is look at my specialty field. So, Lance, does my specialty on my claim fall under the Behavioral Health Initiative specialties? My specialty is DME, Lance. If you have the New Jersey Mnfee pulled up, you can look there in step 3. My specialty is DME. Does anybody see if my specialty falls under the Behavioral Health Initiative?
No,
No, it does not. I don't see it.
That's right. It doesn't. Because my specialty DME is not here. So I believe that it's going to send us to step 4. Okay? So now in step 4, they want us to know if we are part of the Healthy Steps program. So here we look at the detail line. Lisa, did they bill my claim with an H0025 correct? So I would not be part of Healthy Steps, so I'm going to go to step 5. Okay? So now, this is critical, especially for the state of New Jersey. We have to review the pricing and the adjudication detail page. So, you can do this either from the detail line or from the header. Here it's telling us to do it from the detail line for each line holding Mnfee. They want us to go to topic and then select pricing and adjudication. The hotkeys for that are Alt-TG. okay?
I'm not talking a lot because I'm recording.
When
It's gonna
we
pick
are
up on the
looking at
recording.
this screen, this is how this plane is pricing. We can actually see this. You can actually see exactly how this corresponds to the provider's contract. JMD, yes. So here in the contract screen for my vendor,
So real quick, what was that hot key again? Oh, Alt TGS, yeah, understand.
Yep.
Thank you.
Alt TG, it's right there in the SAT, yep. So we can see in our vendor, the same thing that we're seeing here. So this detail right here tells me that it is pulling the professional 5010 fee schedule. So over here on my vendor's contract pricing detail, the professional 5010 fee schedule shows me that it's paying at 100% of the price allowable, and my fee schedule they're pulling right here is the NJC. So for the NJC, we're going to price it at 70%. So what that means is if the Medicare rate for the rental of a nebulizer is $10 a month, our rate is going to be $10 times 100% times 70%. And yes, you could have just did 10 times 0.7. That's fine. I was just doing it for illustrations, okay? So that means the maximum we could pay here would be $7 because we have to include the provider's contract rates, okay? So that's why it's important to know what the contract rates are.
So
That
let me
would
ask
be-
a question. Can I ask a question?
Yes, you may.
Okay, so you got on the detail where it says 5,010.
Mm-hmm.
You got the 10. Is this where you got that 10 from?
Mm-hmm.
And then the NJC is where you got the 70%, right?
Yes, because you see how I'm hovering over that? That's the provider's price schedule.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then the provider's percent allows 100%. And then we do not use this 20, that's a pricing order. Sometimes you have a percent withheld, we don't have any of that. So for our recollections, we would look at this number right here, and then this number right here. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So, and that's what the SAT is showing us. This number here, and then this number right here. It's also showing.
So why we get the 10 if it's 100%? What's under the 10?
The 10 is just the pricing order.
Okay.
It's just a pricing order. Do I still have that page up? Yeah, because notice there's other pricing sequences here. See that?
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, see it's pulled, depending on what pricing sequence it pulls. So that's what the 10 is for. That just tells us what order we're looking at in the pricing order. Yeah, so that's all the 10 means. Yeah.
Okay.
So our price,
Miss Lucy, I have a question before we go any further. How did you know that Medicare is allowable was $10?
I was pulling something out of my head. I actually don't
Oh,
know what
okay.
Medicare's allowable
Okay.
is. I don't know what Medicare allowable is off the top of my head. What I was saying is if Medicare's allowable was $10, then we would take this $10, multiply it by the percent allowed, which is 100, and then the price schedule percentage. So that would give us 10 times 100% times 70%, or 10 times 0.7, because of course 100 is 1, so that's not going to change anything. I do both though, because I have actually seen fee schedules that for 115% and then 60%. So that's why it's like, I don't like to shortcut to just one, because I have seen fee schedules where this percentage was not 100 or this percentage was not 100. Okay? And so you really, I just emphasize that you have to know both.
Did the NJLAs go out there?
All right, any other
Yes,
questions
ma'am.
on this page?
Until tomorrow.
Now, I know here they show you the price schedule is down here, but yes, it's also right here. So, price schedule can be found right here, and it also can be found right there. So now that we know the price schedule, I'm actually going to get me a little bitty sticky note out. Might will ever load. So just so I know that you're looking, when you start doing your practice claims, you're going to give me the claim number. You're going to give me the fee schedule. And I want to know the price schedule, okay? The percentages from the PRODC.
Almost.
So do you see, so I want to know the claim number, the fee schedule, and the provider's percentages. Okay? That way, I know that you know what you're supposed to be looking for.
I'll have
Okay?
to make you one.
So every Mnfee claim that you guys are going to practice on, and you say, hey, I'm done, you're going to send me the claim number, the fee schedule you used, and the provider's contract percentages. Okay?
Ms. Lucille, what's the fee schedule again?
Okay, the fee schedule is right here where it calls price schedule. I call it a fee schedule. The
And that's the
thing.
same as the 100%?
No, that's the percentage. The fee schedule here is what fee schedule they're pulling from. Okay? It has nothing to do with the percentage. It does and it doesn't, okay? Because depending on the fee schedule, see, like if our fee schedule was NJ4, then this would be pricing at 100% and 100%.
But
our
our
fee
fee schedule is,
Yes.
sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, you're right. Our fee schedule is NJC, so then it's pricing at 170.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right, and then the other one is the contract rate, which they're saying is the pricing schedule, PCT amount? Okay, perfect.
Yep. Yep, the PCT allowed is the percentage allowed for the contract, and then the contract consists of the percent allowed and the price schedule percent allowed. So it consists of both. Yeah. So both of these numbers are used to price. And like I said, you may think, oh, it's always 170 or 180 or whatever. But I have actually seen some price schedules that were 110 and 75, or 115 and 90, you know. So you can't assume it's going to be 100 and then 70 or whatever. I've seen some that are 100 and 100. So, but you don't know until you look.
Is that always going to be the case where both price schedule percentages are combined to give you the total pricing?
Yes,
Okay.
yes, absolutely. So that's why you have to have them both. Yes, absolutely. Lance, you got a question? You're on mute, Lance.
We're looking at now, this is the provider contract screen, right?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And I'm just making some notes. I have five books of notes. The other way I had it written down, we could get into this screen was, one was called a provider master, and the other one had an abbreviation of PRODOC, I think.
Yes. So
okay, so
you
these are-
can get here from the provider master because it's all a provider screen. So if you're in the provider master and you want to go to contracts, you just go up here and go to contracts.
Gotcha.
Or you can go straight to the PROVC screen. Either way,
Here.
yeah.
All right, thank you.
But when you're here, let me get this over there. When you're here, you want to click Show Contracts because you want to match your line of business. Right up here is my line of business. And here is my, and see if you, notice how if I hover over them, it tells me what it is. So this is the provider ID. This is the vendor ID. This is the claim type and the search order and the search sequence. So all these things tell me what I need to look at. So here, I need the J&D line of business. I go to Show Contracts, pick the J&D that corresponds to my claims data service. And then down here, I will highlight the vendor number, and I can do a Control D, and that opens the pricing and adjudication page. So once I'm on this page, I look at the details. So these are the details. This tells me that for professional claims, my sequence order of 5,010, my claim price is at 100%. And then for the NJC fee schedule or price schedule, it prices at 70% of that fee schedule. Okay?
All that's is in the SAT.
Yeah, all these things I'm showing you are right here.
And the formula to get the price?
Well, you would take the price. The formula is actually going to depend on, you're going to see when we get to DME that the formula is going to depend on how many months of rental it is for certain items. So the formula can change. Yeah, okay. So now that I
One
know
more
that,
thing, Ms. Lucille, is that for, that what you do to subscribe to get to the price and adjudication screen? That's from the provider contract screen?
okay, the pricing and adjudication screen is from the claim in Excelis. That's the PSCLM screen, okay?
Okay, you said that.
I'm showing you how this screen corresponds to what you would find in the contract.
Okay. And
Okay?
then somewhere along the line, do we need to go back to the provider screen or no? I do double check and verify that everything is correct. So yeah, Okay. And,
okay.
okay, and how did you get there? I thought you did, I wasn't sure. How did you get
Here?
there? To the
Here?
To the providers. Mm-hmm.
Well, here is PROVC, so I just pulled their contract. Okay?
Okay.
And then here, once I picked my line of business, I clicked on the vendor, highlighted them, and just did Control D.
Okay. Is that in this SAT or that's in a previous SAT?
I don't know if this one specifically
It's
says
okay.
there.
Thank you.
Okay. And I'll
Well,
find
yeah, it does right here.
Okay, thank you.
Step 6. Yeah.
Okay.
Which is funny because, yeah. Okay, so we're in step 5. Okay. So now, now that I've explained why all this stuff is important in step 5, it's going to ask us some questions. So claim is Medicaid, of course, and they billed a CPT of 992 along with a CPT of 80002. That's what they call OBAT, which is office-based addiction treatment. Okay, we do not have an OBAT claim. So moving on. Provider specialty type is doula. Nope, that's not us. Moving on. Then it says procedure billed with T1024. Nope. Going to keep moving on. So now, claim has the following price schedules. Okay. So
Did you pick up a package?
this is the other thing. My thing with New Jersey is you need to know what the price schedule is so you know where you need to go for pricing. Okay. So notice our price schedule is NJC. NJC listed down here,
Where you get that NJC? It's on this,
Right
pricing.
here,
Okay.
or right here, it's on here twice. Okay? Step 9. So step 9 asks us some more questions. Procedure code is T2024. Nope. Specialty is doula. No. CPT is related to TBI. The provider specialty would be TBI. That's traumatic brain injury. That's not us. We're going to keep going. Provider specialty is DME. Okay? So this is why I said I'm also training you in Medicare, because this is going to take us to the Medicare fee schedule, which I have open. Nope, that's the off one. I did have it open. There we go. So New Jersey prices their claims per the Medicare guidelines against the Medicare fee schedule for DME, also for ambulance. So we'll do ambulance next. All right, so I'm going back to my header. All right. So now that we know where we are, we're in the Medicare price schedule now. So very similar warnings here. We don't really do a lot of exchange business. We still need to refire the MedDev. For out-of-network providers, pricing shall not exceed bill charges for the line item. The only exclusion for capping bill charges is if there's an SCA, that's a single case agreement, that allows for more than the bill charges per line. Okay. So then we have some additional notes for compounding drugs, J7999KD. Not really going to read those unless we come across one of those. Okay, so the SAT is intended to be a guide and is not all-inclusive. If the procedure code appears on more than one fee schedule, choose the appropriate fee schedule based on the provider specialty and the member specific if applicable. So, if the DME fee schedule indicates that a modifier is required but is not billed, deny PCMOD. Okay. So of course first we're going to check for duplicates, validate and all. We already did that. Okay. So now we're going to go to the detail page. Okay, and then they want us to pull the contract, which we already did. So they want us to access the provider contract pricing and determine that if the provider is loaded to pay Medicaid rates or Medicare rates.
Okay.
So this provider, as you can see, the NJC fee schedule is New Jersey Medicare Professional. So yes, they are paying against the Medicare fee schedule. So we are going to continue to step 7. Step 6 is that generic drug code. So now we're going to access the DME pricing steps. Okay. The CMS compares major updates to fee schedule in the beginning of each year and minor updates quarterly. Okay. So it says press Control-click to access the below link for the DME price schedule. Actually, I think I can right-click and open it in a new tab. Now I actually have this click mark. Okay. So once we get in there, I'm actually going to pull it over here. Okay. So this is what the CMS website. So this takes you to CMS. Notice it has various quarters. So our data service is what, April? Okay. So we would want to open the fee schedule that is related to our claims data service. So I'm going to open April. It's going to bring me to this download page. So I'm going to click on that and it's going to download as a zip file. Yes, you can open this zip file. In this zip file, you are going to need to look at first 2 things. The first, just right down here, is the DME rural zip, okay? You need to determine if your zip code is rural or non-rural. So, how that works is if your provider zip code is on this, if you're actually, it's your member zip code. If the member zip code is on this, this spreadsheet, it is considered rural. That is important because in Medicare world, they pay a higher fee schedule for rural providers versus non-rural, okay? So they want us to locate the zip code in box 5 with the claim image. Then on the DME rural zip file, do control find to see if the zip code is present. So I'm going to do my control find. Seriously, you're not going to open for me, of course you're not, so I'll just do that. That still does not want to open for me. Okay, it's going to give me grief today. Oh, it's opening way down here. Oh, no wonder. Okay, so I have my find open. I'm going here to box 5, and I'm going to type in the first 5 numbers. And I'm going to hit find next. So, notice it came up, it is not on here. So, do I have a rural zip code or a non-rural zip code?
Non-rural.
Non-rural. Non-rural. On my little sticky note, I'm just going to make a little thing that says I am NR, which means non-rural. Okay. Okay. I can minimize that. Minimize that. Okay, where am I? Okay. So now that I know that I am non-rural, I'm going to continue below. So now it wants me to open the fee schedule. Okay. There are 2 types. They're DMEPOS and DMPEN. The DMEPEN is for your enteral nutrition, okay? So that is like your formulas and all of that. So this one actually does not have a DMEPON. Or PEN. If you didn't have one in the quarter, that means there wasn't any updates. So you would go back to the previous quarter. Now, I need the DME POS. I have a DME POS right here. I'm going to open that one.
Well, how do you know which one to open if it's more than one?
That's my question.
Okay. Hold on a minute. Okay, well, first of all, I want everyone to go into the SAT and open this. Okay? So go into the SAT here on top of page 4. I want you to open the Medicare link in the SAT. Okay? I pulled mine out over here. And then I want you, once you're here, I want you to open the April fee schedule. Okay? Because it's going to be easy.
Sorry. This is a different SAT, right? Because we started in the Mnfee.
We started in New Jersey, and remember, New Jersey DME took us here. Okay,
You know,
so yes.
if I was writing this, we did everything in the first one. They want us to do in this one, except for this part. This part can be just added in on the other instead of going back and forth. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I see what you're saying, Ms. Faye, but it's not quite that simple. Because you're going to see this is actually a much longer SAT than the New Jersey one. Where is the New Jersey one? Oh. Hold on.
So which SAT is this?
Yeah, I'm having a hard time finding the SAT. I apologize.
Okay, so I was in here, okay? And then in here, it took me down to step 9. All the way down
Okay,
here.
I was looking at step 4. I thought you said step 4. I apologize.
Well, step 4 takes us to 9.
Okay.
Okay, and it says our provider specialty is DME, so that takes us to the Medicare and Exchange DME fee schedule, which I happened to open earlier, because I knew I was
So
where I was
what's
going.
the name of this, this DTP?
So this one that I'm in now
Mm-hmm.
is the Medicare Mnfee, okay? All right. So here on the top of page 4, I want you to open the CMS website. Should look like this when you open it.
I'm lost. I've got the New Jersey open. I'm at page 5.
Are you in step 9?
Oh, step 9.
Okay, wait, I'm in the Mnfee, New Jersey, but I don't know, I'm lost.
Okay, you should be in step 9.
Okay.
Okay, step 9. Manual pricing needed. We're going to scroll down here to provider specialty is DME.
Provider specialties.
Okay, and once you're here, you right click on this, open it in a new tab. And that is your Medicare and Exchange Mnfee fee schedule. Okay? And from there, we're coming on down. We've already done a bunch of these things. We're going to be right here at the top of page 4, opening the CMS, CMS link. Notice mine's actually bookmarked. I bookmark mine. So you can add that to your bookmarks. Okay, so everybody got it open?
I think so.
Everybody found it now? So once you're there, I want you to open the April DME fee schedule. So when you click on it, it's going to send it to a download to a zip file. Okay? So then open that zip file, and your zip file should look like this.
Can you believe I've been sitting here waiting because I got it?
You got it?
Yeah. I'm following.
This babe's like, I got it! I know where I am!
I ain't gonna brag too quick.
Alright, so you were asking though which one we'd open. So you
Right.
notice you see ones that says Microsoft Excels with commas. We don't want that one. Okay? And then you see one that says text document. We don't want that one. So what I opened, the first one was the DME rural zip code that's just a plain Excel file. Okay? The second one that I opened was the same, but it was the DME POS. If I had a DME PEN, that would be if I was pricing B codes. B codes are basically your formulas. There'll be one in here, so I'm opening this one just so you can see the difference between a POS and a PEN. So see how this one says PEN for January?
Yeah. Yeah.
So open that, you're gonna see that it's all B codes. So if you need to manually price a B code, you open the PEN. If you don't remember, you're gonna come here and go, oh, it's not on the fee schedule, and there's not. There's no B codes on this fee schedule. That's because the B codes are related to formula. So that's the PEN. PEN stands for parental nutrition, which is basically their tube feeding them. So that's what the difference is there. So you only open the PEN if you have B codes that you need to price. I gotta be honest, I don't think I've ever opened the PEN. Never have had to. Okay. All right, so now we're here. We have our fee schedule open, and it does tell you, double click on the appropriate file. So for example, D and E must use the current file for your data service. The spreadsheet heading will denote the revision dates of the fee schedule. And then they want us to do a control find and put in our procedure code. Okay? So I'm going to do my control find. And what was that? E0570? Yes. Now notice when I did mine, I enabled editing. I actually highlight them. So let me, yeah. That way I don't get lost. The other thing too I do is I tend to move it to the top. Okay. So now I have my fee schedule open. I don't know why this looks so weird. There we go, that looks better. Okay, maybe a little bit bigger. Okay, so I have my procedure code with my rental modifier. And see, this is why it's important to know if it's rural or non-rural. Because you see, if I lived in Alabama and I was living in a rural zip code, the DME fee schedule would be $15.43. Whereas if I lived in a non-rural zip code, it would only be $7.36. So that's why it is critical to get the rural and non-rural. Okay? All right. Now, the thing they want us to look for here is the category in column E. Okay? So they're talking about this right here, the category. My category here is CR. Okay? That's important because CR has special pricing. So now that I know, and the other thing I need to do is find my state. Okay? Need to find New Jersey. Almost there. Okay. So, nope, that's New Hampshire. Keep going, 2 more. There we go. So, I have New Jersey, non-rural. This is going to be my base fee right here. And I have a control rental, or capped rental, okay? Capped rental basically means that if you have a certain item and Medicare rents it at a lower fee for rental month 4 and beyond, okay? How do we know it's in rental month 4 beyond? We can tell by either 1, the modifier that they bill with it, or 2, you have to do a claims display, okay? And the reason you would have to do a claims display is because you will see they are not required to bill the special modifiers, okay? So, now that we have all our pertinent information, have my code, have my state, know my base rate, know I'm controlled rental, I'm going to go down here and determine my next steps. So, first, cap rental is reflected, and the procedure is billed with an N new modifier. Well, I'm billed with an RR, so I'm going to keep on going. Cap rental is reflected, and procedure is billed with an NU. Once again, nope, I'm an RR. I'm going to keep on going. Cap rental is reflected in the category E, and the claim is billed with an RR. This is me. So this procedure is considered a capped rental. Okay. So cap rentals are to be billed with modifier RR. Additional modifiers, KH, KI, or KJ, indicate the month of rental applicable to the claim, which is utilized to price the claim, but is not required to be billed, okay? So you can have a claim here that's just an RR, that's a cap rental. Now, this provider was very kind and they billed the KH, okay? So it's a little hard to see, but the KH modifier means we're in the first month of rental. So we're going to pay 100% of the cap rental rate. Okay?
Question. Which SAT are you back at now? You still in the
I
same
am
one?
still in the Medicare. Yes, ma'am. I have not gone back to New Jersey.
Oh,
Not going back to New Jersey because we are now focused completely in the Medicare. Okay?
What
So
page
what-
is that
so-
on? Where you can barely see, oh, page 8, thank you.
Page 8, bottom of page 8. Yeah, I hate when that happens. Okay.
so when you have to leave New Jersey and come here, you're not gonna go back to New Jersey on this claim at all.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. Okay. So, if you see a modifier KI, that indicates it's the second and third month of rental. So they're still paying at 100% of your base rate. Okay? If it's a KJ, we're going to pay at 75%. So that's what I was saying here, that it's not just this rate. Depending on if it's a capped rental, we could have to take additional fees. Okay? All right. So here it tells you the procedure code is only billed with modifier RR. This is where you must review claims display. Okay? Luckily, we don't have to do that. We're going to go to step 9. Okay. So now they want us to review the provider's contract and get our price scheduling percentages. Notice we already did that when I was looking at the contract before, because I know that that was required information for me to price my claim. Okay? I did that before I even came to DME. Okay? So, procedure code other than a cap rental. Nope, that's not me. Procedure code is a cap rental. So now I'm going to go to step 11. Okay. So, you have pricing for procedure code billed with modifier KJ or determined via claim display that you are in the 4th to 15th month rental. That's not going to be me. This is where I am, okay? Procedure code was billed with modifier KH or KI and determined rental month is 1 through 3 through either the modifier or the claim history. We're going to, the price reflected in the allowed amount field is, okay, and they're talking about down here, okay? Pricing is reflected. So we're over here. Make this a little bit more narrow. Okay? So I'm going to multiply my fee schedule by the provider's percentage and the contract percentages, okay? So my fee here is $6.74. Now I'm going to do this even though you're going to see it's going to stay the same because I'm I'm following the percentages. So I'm gonna multiply that by 100%, so of course it's still gonna be $6.74. Then I add in the provider's contract percentages. So my provider's contract is 100 times 70%. This is my rate that I'm going to pay for my claim. So once I obtain that rate, I'm going to go to step 12, which is adjudicate it for payment.
I have a question. So when we get the 4.718, do we round that off to 4.72?
Watch what I did. Notice I grabbed it. I'm going to copy. Now, for the steps, I'm going to put it in here in the allowed amount. Yes, I am rounding it. Okay?
Okay.
Let Excelis round it, because that's what audit does. So, if you, trust me, copy it, paste it. Don't try to round it on your own, even though you're probably right. But that's what audit does. So, there is nothing worse than fighting with audit over a penny, because you rounded things differently than they did. It's like, seriously? Yeah. So, notice you'll always see me do that. I will copy and paste it in there, and I let Excelis do the rounding. Okay?
So Lucille, you said the formula is fee schedule time percentage time provide contract?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Well, basically the formula is this. So, because this is for, if your modifier is KH, and I always remember that H is HIJ. So if it's J, it's a different formula. So if you are in KH or KI, it's fee schedule my little X button times 100% times, and then it's the provider contract. So I'm just going to say PROVC. That's not even right. And remember
Could
the
you put that in the note?
PROVC. Yes, I'll put it in the notes.
Thank you.
Remember the PROVC has two components. Okay? This is only for capped rentals. Okay? That means here in E, your category is CR. That's a cap rental. So, the capped rental with a KJ. Does the provider have to bill with a KJ?
No.
No. So what do we do if there's no KJ? What do we have to do? Well, not just the math, we have to do a claims display. So, if it's in KJ or rental months 4 and beyond, they take the fee schedule and they reduce it by the 75%. Okay? So, we have a cheat Excel spreadsheet that you guys will get when you go into RAMP. But for now, you are going to manually calculate this because the spreadsheet is not always updated at the time Medicare changes their fee schedule. So you need to know how to do this the long way. So I'm
So
spreadsheet.
So the second one that you put in there was for the cap rental. The first one was for,
Well, any rental, but it's cap rental too. I mean, it's
Okay.
basically, yeah, it's cap rental. The difference is, and I'll even put that on there for you. Oh, it will let me, okay. Let me edit that.
I just don't want to end up getting confused.
Mm-hmm. Well, you only take the 75% or the 25% reduction if it's a cap rental. So say like, right here, see there's no CR in here. So I would not take the 75% reduction if they were renting this code regardless of what month I'm in rental.
I
Because
see.
it's not a cap rental. So that one, if it was month 4, it would still be 16.47 times 100 times the provider's percentage. So yeah, so you only take the reduction if it is a cap rental here in the column G, in the column E. Okay?
And the cap reduction is always 75%?
It's 75% starting in the 4th month of rental.
Oh, fourth
Yes.
one. Oh, okay.
Yes.
But it's always 75%, right? It doesn't change the percentage.
It hasn't since I've been working here, let's put it that way. So,
Okay.
whether they decide to change the law next year and say, you know what, we're gonna take a 65% reduction, that's the whole other thing. But,
Got it.
yeah, but as far as I know, it's still 75%, yeah. And it tells you right here in step 11, okay? And that's where that comes from, okay? So everything I'm showing you is in the SAT. All right, so once I'm done, I'm basically down here, going to step 13, which is probably, well, adjudication, of course, is probably update my notes and release my claim. So yes. So I'm actually done with this one. Oops. CLM.
All too bad.